Hey everyone, so you finally saved up for that cinema camera you've been dreaming about, only to realize the footage just doesn't look like the stuff you see from the big productions? Yeah, that was me too, until I found the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K Production Kit Bundle. If you're tired of flat, lifeless footage and want that cinematic look without breaking the bank, this bundle might be exactly what you need. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the camera itself is surprisingly light thanks to its carbon fiber polycarbonate composite body. I've carried it around all day without my shoulder feeling like it's about to give out, which is a huge deal when you're shooting handheld or on a gimbal. Plus, the 4/3-inch HDR sensor delivers stunning dynamic range. I've shot in bright daylight and still managed to pull detail out of the shadows without everything looking blown out. That's the kind of flexibility you just don't get with most mirrorless cameras in this price range. Now, the real magic happens in post. The Pocket 4K records in Blackmagic RAW, which gives you way more flexibility to grade your footage later. I've pushed exposure, tweaked colors, and even recovered highlights in shots that I thought were ruined, all without introducing that nasty noise you usually see with compressed files. And if you're shooting slow motion, the camera can go up to 80 frames per second in 2.8K. I used that recently to capture a skateboarder mid-trick, and the footage looked so smooth it felt like it was shot at 60 frames per second in full 4K. The bundle also includes a fast 1TB SSD, which is a lifesaver because RAW files eat up space fast. I was able to shoot an entire short film without constantly swapping cards, and the transfer speeds were lightning quick. No more waiting around for files to copy over, just plug it in and you're ready to edit. The kit also comes with a cage, a top handle, and a small monitor, so you get a more professional setup right out of the box. I didn't have to hunt down a bunch of accessories separately, which saved me both time and money. Another thing I love is the built-in ND filters. Shooting in bright sunlight used to mean stacking external filters or carrying a ton of lenses, but with this camera, you can just dial in the right amount of light reduction with the touchscreen. It's so convenient, especially when you're moving quickly between locations. I shot an interview outside recently, and the ND filters let me keep my aperture wide open for that dreamy background blur without overexposing the shot. The autofocus is decent for quick setups, but don't expect it to track like a modern mirrorless camera. If you're shooting fast-moving subjects, you'll still want to nail your focus manually or use a follow focus system. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind if you're coming from a camera with advanced autofocus. The Pocket 4K also has dual native ISO, which means it handles low light situations way better than most cameras in this range. I've shot interviews in dimly lit rooms without needing extra lighting, and the footage still looked clean and professional. That's a huge plus if you're working on a tight budget or in locations where you can't set up a full lighting rig. On the downside, the menu system is a bit clunky and takes some getting used to. It's not as intuitive as what you'd find on a Sony or Canon, so expect to spend a little time in the manual. Also, the battery life is pretty short, like really short. I'd recommend picking up a couple of extra batteries or a small power bank if you're planning a long shoot day. Overall, though, this bundle is a steal if you're serious about getting that cinematic look without spending five figures. The image quality is top-notch, the build feels solid, and the included accessories make it a complete package right out of the box. If you're ready to step up your filmmaking game, this is the kit to get. So if you're ready to make your footage look like it belongs on the big screen, check out the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K Production Kit Bundle. The link is waiting for you below.